Hey everyone, welcome back to Installation 00. It's Wednesday, which means it's time to look at some weapons. So welcome back to the Armory, where all weapons from Halo lore will be featured and analysed in detail, and today we take a closer look at the Suppressor. Let's begin. The Z130 Suppressor is a fully automatic Forerunner infantry weapon known for its rapid fire capability and effectiveness against organic targets. It was prominently used during the Forerunner Flood War and has since been encountered by human forces. A legacy of the Cradal conflict, suppressors are utilised primarily for mid-range combat against ultra-dense enemy lines or dynamic emergent troop formations. The weapon releases a barrage of light mass bolts, overwhelming multiple targets with viciously raw stopping power. As one of several cherished design templates that surfaced during the Forerunner's early conflicts with the Flood parasite, the weapon was extraordinarily effective at infiltrating plague ships and burning holes in Flood supercell membranes. The Suppressor's coil set processor was reverse engineered by the Covenant 100,000 years later, providing the functional architecture for the development of countless directed energy weapons. The Suppressor measures 94.2 cm or 37 inches in length, 15 cm or 5.9 inches in width, and 36 cm or 14 inches in height, and weighs a conservative 6.4 kilograms or around 14 pounds. The Suppressor is a fully automatic weapon employing a conventional coil set architecture that fires bolts of hard light at SMG rates of fire, varying dramatically from as little as 368 rounds per minute to as much as 840 rounds per minute. The weapon possesses an angular design and metallic casing. It appears to be held together, at least partly, by energy fields as indicated by the self-assembly process. No immediately obvious trigger group is visible on the weapon, suggesting that the weapon itself perhaps tethers directly to Forerunner combat skin, allowing the fire control and scoping the weapon to be entirely controlled by the mind of the operator, with the assistance of the combat skin itself. Although given that Spartans are capable of using the weapon, it may be that the grip of the weapon responds to grip strength or otherwise hand-based motor functions to actuate the weapon's firing mechanism. That being said, there is also a small cylindrical device that rests on what would be the foregrip of the weapon, and this aligns eerily well with the placement of the hand. It may be that the cylinder itself is the trigger, and to fire, the operator need only depress the cylinder into the lower grip. This seems extraordinarily counterintuitive to us as humans, but we are of course discussing a weapon of alien design after all. The weapon was constructed in the Ferrarius assembler vats, which were nanofabrication facilities utilised by the Forerunners to construct all manner of tools and structures used by the Ecumene. Instructions and construction templates on how to build various items were fed into the assemblers for mass replication in the form of a design seed, and constructed by a pattern weaver. Due to their nanoscale construction using smart matter, items created in the assembler vats can be replicated down to the atom, allowing them to create items with the perfect forms and symmetry, meaning that every single suppressor constructed is an exact down to the atom scale copy of the original design pattern. The Suppressor fires hard light projectiles at an extraordinary rate of fire. These projectiles, or rather the energy reserve or magazine for this weapon, is stored within a small cylindrical power cell that holds enough charge for between 42 and 48 projectiles, based on the permutation of the weapon. The projectiles themselves are fabricated within the weapon itself, only requiring the energy cell to power the process. For the use in weaponry, this has some remarkable benefits. The projectiles are selectively emitted as easily as turning on a light, where the boson-photon field render the projectile as a solid object from the conversion of energy to photons with mass, and these are then ejected from the weapon at immense speed, thereby fulfilling its role as a lethal projectile, interacting as would be expected with the air as the projectile travels, even ricocheting off of hard surfaces. The hard light is, after all, an exotic material brought about by the interactions of normally massless particles of light, the photon, and a mass-assigning boson of indescript nature. This interaction gives rise to photon particles that actually have mass. The very nature of light travelling at the speed of light and being incapable of impacting solid objects and causing damage, destruction, fission or fusion is only possible due to this inherent lack of mass. Suddenly assigning mass to photons means that they no longer pass seamlessly through mediums like the vacuum of space, gases, and liquids at the speed of light. In fact, they actually displace other particles and molecules in their field, and due to the emitter particle density, this renders whatever medium they are travelling through solid. The suppressor comes with two primary variants, the Song of Peace, which is an upgraded suppressor with a faster rate of fire and a larger magazine holding 48 rounds with reduced recoil, and the Razor's Edge, which is a variant that fires projectiles with super combine properties, similar to the Needler. The suppressor comes with good advantages. It has a very high rate of fire, making it effective in close quarters combat, has a relatively large magazine capacity allowing for sustained firing, and is particularly effective against unshielded targets. However, it does come with significant bullet spread, which reduces accuracy at longer ranges. Its individual shots deal less damage compared to other automatic weapons, and the slow projectile speed requires leading targets at a distance. This slower projectile speed is of course because while the projectiles themselves are made of hard light, because they are made of photons with mass, it cannot physically travel at the speed of light and therefore must travel significantly slower, as governed by the conservation of energy and Einstein's famous equation. In either case, the Z130 suppressor remains a distinctive weapon within the Halo universe, once again reflecting the advanced technology and combat strategies of the Forerunners. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, consider hitting the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future content, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. It really does help the channel out significantly. Feel free to pop a comment below on anything you'd like me to cover next, and before signing off I just want to give a shout to my Patreon supporters, Spartan10148, my singular Contender class Ancilla, Falcon, Jordan and Poseidon, the Metarchs of my facility, Sylphia, Ashley, Esoteric, Spartan 1029 and Chris Allen, my dutiful monitors, Darian, Legion, Labrat, Spartan 137, Chris, Element 0, J3, Mr. Keys, Gunslinger Cult, Evermore's Personal Devil, Scion Esports, and Saber, my diligent sub-monitors, my dominating fleet of Strato Sentinels, and my loyal enforcers, and all other patrons who continue to support the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. Big props to my Tier 0 YouTube members, Spartan 137, Talia, Fenrir, Bornstella, and Jimbo, and all other YouTube members keeping the installation running on that glorious vacuum energy. And if you really love what I'm doing here, consider supporting the channel via the links in the description. Much love, take it easy, and find peace in the domain.